On The Bachelorette Season 20, Episode 2, Charity Lawson continued her journey to find true love, and the show had some defining moments. Charity, a 27-year-old child and family therapist, began her search for her husband with 25 men, whom she narrowed down to 19 on premiere night. She already formed some real connections with Xavier Bonner, John Barish, and Aaron Bryant, all of whom she kissed on night 1. Charity's strongest connection was with Braden Bowers, who not only received some kisses but also her coveted first impression rose. The Bachelorette Season 20 Episode 2 began with Charity reflecting on her first night with the men. She was excited and ready to move forward with the remaining 19 men. She felt she could genuinely find love and she was now the Bachelorette. The men moved into the mansion and wondered who would get the first one-on-one date with Charity. Host Jesse Palmer showed up at the mansion to speak to the guys and inform them about how the week would play out. 10 Charity Lawson connects with Aaron Bryant on first one-on-one date. Charity chose Aaron B. For the first one-on-one date, the date card read, Aaron B., let's build a love that lasts a century. Charity visited the Bachelor Mansion to pick up Aaron B. for their date, which she said would be super legendary. Braden was especially shocked and upset because he thought she'd choose him to join her for the first one-on-one date. Charity drove Aaron B. in a red convertible to the Hollywood sign. Charity and Aaron B. connected over their upbringings in similar households. They bonded over their parents, who had military backgrounds, waking up early on Saturdays to clean the house while listening to old-school music. Charity and Aaron then drank champagne. Charity told him that it was the 100th anniversary of the sign, which they toasted to. Charity then confessed to Aaron that one of the main reasons why she wanted to bring him on the date was because of how he opened up to her about his parents' 32-year marriage on the first night. Her parents have been married for 48 years, so she liked the symbolism of the sign being 100 years old. Aaron B. told her that he hasn't felt a true, genuine spark in a long time, and it felt so good. They then shared a kiss. Charity and Aaron then hiked up to the Hollywood sign. While there, he admitted that his lucky coin was double-sided, and Charity laughed that the odds were always in their favor. They then kissed in front of the sign. That night, they had dinner, during which Aaron opened up to her about how he was in a 4-year relationship during college when he was playing football, and he wasn't the best boyfriend at all. Due to that relationship, he went to therapy, even though it was hard for him due to his pride. Charity commended him for taking that step because he broke the stereotype about men going to therapy. They then shared a dance and kisses at a private concert from country music star Lauren Alaina. Charity then gave Aaron the date rose. He said in his confessional that the night felt like a dream come true. He gushed that he was excited, and he couldn't stop smiling. An emotional Charity told the cameras that she already felt so good on the first date of the season. She shared that if this date was a sign of what was to come, it was a really good feeling. 9 Some men participate in the 4th Bachelorette Dodgeball for the first group date. Dotan Alabico read the date card, which invited him, Tanner Cortad, Adrian Hassan, John Barish, Caleb Arthur, Caleb Balgard, Caleb Kim, Xavier Bonner, James Pierce, Aaron Schwartzman, Sean McLaughlin, and Braden on the date. The card read, "Sun's out. Buns out. Love, Charity." The group date took place at the Venice Beach Recreation Center. Charity and the men began the date on the beach, building sandcastles and playing football. However, later in the date, the guys participated in the fourth Bachelorette Dodge Bowl, which previously appeared on Desiree Hartzick, Becca Kerfrin, and Claire Crawley's seasons. During the Dodge Bowl, the men were required to wear Speedos during the game, which led to the infamous confrontation between Joseph Abority and Claire. She had suggested a game of strip dodgeball, which he took issue with because he had a daughter. Aaron S. joked that he couldn't believe they were having the Dodge Bowl when Joseph has a daughter at home. Whichever team won the most games out of 5 went to the after party with Charity, along with the MVP of the game. Jesse Palmer hosted the Dodge Bowl with LA sportscasting legend Liz Habib, while Bachelor Nation fans watched from the sidelines. The pink team consisted of Caleb K., James, John, Xavier, Caleb A., James, and Braden. The green team was made up of Sean, Caleb B., Adrian, Tanner, Aaron S., and Doden. Xavier, Caleb B., and Adrian fought particularly hard during the game, but Charity awarded Adrian with the MVP. The pink team won the game, so they went to the after party. At the after party, Charity chatted with the men, including Braden. They discussed their initial connection, and he admitted he had a crush on her. They shared a kiss and said in his confessional he was very sure that he was her #1 pick. She also connected with John, telling him that he surprised her because he embraced the game. He shared that he played professional basketball for a year and they also kissed. 8 Braden Bowers takes issue with Adrian Hassan winning MVP when Charity gave Adrian the MVP award. Braden was shocked that she didn't give it to Caleb B. Although Caleb played with all of his heart, Charity thought Adrian stood out and didn't give up. He said in his confessional that he didn't think that Adrian deserved it, and it was difficult for him to deal with it. At the after party, Braden told Caleb A. and Adrian that maybe Braden sounded like a spoiled brat, but he wanted the first one-on-one date in addition to the first impression rose. He said he didn't want a rose but her time. Adrian told him that the rose means validation. Braden told Adrian that he was happy for him that he won MVP, but he thought Caleb B. was in the running. He told Adrian he wouldn't have picked him for MVP. Adrian asked him why he thought Charity picked him over Caleb, and Braden insisted that he wasn't trying to throw shade. Adrian said his team chose him before Charity did. Braden compared Adrian's MVP win to a basketball player who still gets a ring even if he was traded. In his confessional, Adrian said Braden was acting like a child and treating the situation like spring break. 7 Adrian Hassan informs Charity some guys think they're on spring break while Charity was on her date with Aaron B. Some of the guys who were left at the mansion had a conversation about the men's intentions. Aaron S. told Adrian that he could tell who was there for the right reasons, and who wasn't. He was glad that Aaron B. received the first date because his intentions were pure. Adrian agreed, explaining that he has a 1-year-old daughter. In his confessional, Adrian explained that he's 33, so he can recognize the immaturity in some of the other younger men. The camera panned to Caleb B. and Braden. both 24, who were hanging out in the pool together. Adrian said that he didn't want to waste Charity's time. During the Dodge Bowl group date, Adrian told Charity he has a daughter, and it was hard for him to leave her. He informed her that some of the guys were acting like they were on spring break. Charity wasn't expecting to hear that and confronted the guys. She told them that her purpose was to find her person, and they should be there for that as well. Charity then gave the group date rose to John. 6. Charity Lawson Joey Graziadei break kissing record on group date hosted by Rachel Recchia Gabby Wendy for the second Bachelorette Season 20 group date. Rachel and Gabby joined Charity to host a kissing competition in front of a live audience. The men on the date were Joey Graziadei, Michael Barber, Josh Young, John Henry Spurlock, Spencer Storbeck, and Warwick Reeder. The men answered questions to try to impress Rachel, Gabby, and Charity to win the opportunity to break the Bachelor Nation record for the longest kiss. The record was set by Sean Lowe during his Bachelor season in 2013 when he kissed Leslie Murphy for 3 minutes and 22 seconds. None of the men on the date had ever kissed Charity before. During the date, the men answered questions about their kissing styles, the sexiest thing about Charity, and what they imagined their kiss with Charity would be like. They also had to show off their ultimate makeout by kissing their hands. Rachel pointed out that Joey hadn't stopped making eye contact throughout the contest, which Charity found extremely attractive. The final challenge asked the guys to tell a 1-minute story about a kiss they'd had. Joey described his future kiss with Charity, which won her over. She chose him as the winner, and they broke the kissing record with a time of 4 minutes and 25 seconds. They were so into the kiss that they didn't even hear the bell when they passed Sean and Leslie's time. The other men felt uncomfortable watching Charity and Joey kiss. They were then disappointed to hear that instead of an after party with all of them, Joey would receive a one-on-one date with Charity. During that date, Charity and Joey kissed again. Joey also opened up to Charity about his father coming out as gay when Joey was in kindergarten. He told her that the experience taught him how important love is and made him a more loving and accepting person. Charity was so thankful for his vulnerability and gave him a rose. 5. Braden Bowers considers self-eliminating when the men returned to the Bachelor mansion early. The other guys were shocked to see them. They told them about the kissing contest date, which upset Braden. Josh tried to look on the bright side, saying that, for most of the time, it was a great date. John Henry agreed because they had the chance to interact with Charity. However, Braden said it wasn't cool that they had to watch her kiss Joey. He said it made him feel like a chump and a punk because there should be boundaries. Josh asked Braden what he would have done instead, questioning if he would have thrown a fit and walked away. Braden said he wouldn't have thrown a fit, but he also wouldn't have sat there and watched. Adrian asked Braden how he can argue about how Josh felt and told him to respect what Josh was saying. In his confessional, Braden admitted he was angry with the men and himself. He said that he wasn't going to put up with Charity showing disrespect to the other men. Braden vowed to pack his bags and confessed that he didn't know if Charity was someone he could have a relationship with. 4. Charity Lawson cancels the cocktail party, has a barbecue instead the next day. Jesse informed the men that Charity canceled the night's cocktail party to have a barbecue instead. The barbecue was the last chance for some of the men to speak to her. Sean joked that Joey had made out with Charity longer than had spoken to her. During the barbecue, Charity had her first real conversation with Doden, which went very well, and even shared a kiss. She also chatted with Tanner, who promised her his intentions were pure, while Sean gave Charity mini golf tips. 3. Braden Bowers expresses his concerns to Charity Lawson in his confessional. Braden admitted that he packed his bags before the barbecue and was prepared to go home if he didn't hear what he wanted from Charity. He thought that breaking a kissing record was very disrespectful. He told her he had a lot of doubt about her character, and felt so bad for the other men. Braden confessed that he was ready to run away. Charity told Braden she was glad he was bringing it up to her. She told him she was trying to balance acknowledging Joey, but also the other men. She said it didn't come from a malicious place, and it made her sad to hear that she was frustrating Braden and maybe some of the other men. They hugged, and Braden said he was glad he had the chance to talk to her. Charity appreciated his honesty and vulnerability. Adrian then apologized if he hurt Charity's feelings when he mentioned that some of the guys were treating the experience like spring break. Charity told him he didn't have to apologize for anything. She wanted him to be honest because she thought he was the only one being open about how life was inside the house. She asked him what he saw as immature behavior. He said it was a lack of emotional intelligence. Adrian also told her about Braden invalidating Josh's feelings, which he saw as immature. He told Charity that Braden said Charity was classless and disrespectful for participating in the kissing contest. Charity was upset because Braden didn't use the word classless in their conversation. She wondered if there was a misinterpretation of what was heard because, while their stories matched, they didn't use that same verbiage. After that, Jesse informed the men that Charity was going to go straight to the rose ceremony because she found out information that was upsetting to her. 2. Braden Bowers clashes with Adrian Hassan again when Jesse left the men. Adrian admitted he had told Charity about his confrontation with Braden. In his confessional, Xavier wondered why Adrian was running his mouth so much about other people. Braden then confronted Adrian about how much he was talking to Charity about him. Adrian defended himself, but Aaron S. and Sean said in their confessionals that they were upset that they didn't get enough time with Charity because of it. Joey told the cameras that Braden and Adrian were a distraction and it might be best for them both to go home. Caleb B. said the same thing in his confessional. 1. Charity Lawson eliminates 5 men at the rose ceremony at the Bachelorette Season 20, Episode 2, Rose Ceremony. Charity eliminated 5 men, bringing down her group of 19 guys to 14. The men she sent home were Caleb A., Caleb K., John Henry, Josh, and Spencer. Although they were all great, Charity followed her heart and kept the men with whom she had deeper connections. She ended up keeping both Adrian and Braden for another week. However, she made Braden sweat by giving him his rose last. She also gave roses to Aaron S., Doden, Xavier, James, Sean, Warwick, Tanner, Caleb B. and Michael. Aaron B., John, and Joey also had roses from their date. Based on the coming attractions for the Bachelorette Season 20 Episode 3, Charity will face some intense drama. She states that she doesn't have time to continue to deal with foolishness, and says she can take a rose back. Hopefully, whatever happens, doesn't put a damper on Charity's journey to find her true love. The Bachelorette airs Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time on ABC.